Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time for Panthers baseball here today. Dominic Lawrence on alongside Al Visnick and Rich Francis. Guys, spring is in the air. It is time for baseball. Not quite as beautiful as the Red Sox got for their opening day, but, the sun is out, it's not raining, and it's above 40 degrees. So it could be a lot worse in the state of Massachusetts this time of year when you have to play your first baseball game. That is for sure.
Well, speaking of the rain, for you seasoned viewers of the BevCam Sports Network, you'll notice that we're not perched high atop the hill of Brother Roberts Field. We've been moved down the street to Balch Field because of that very rain that Dom's referring to.
Indeed. Basically, the Panthers right now are, just like I want to call them the Oakland A's, but I don't know what to call them. And then, Tampa for a little bit played in a minor league stadium, I think, last year as well. So they are a bit adrift right now, although only about 500 feet away from where they usually play. But, guys, we're getting ready for the Panther season. We have Graham Gavin on the mound, which is presumably going to be the ace of this staff for the season, going up against the Winthrop Vikings. And, we have a number of guys returning this year, obviously spearheaded, but as we said, the ace of the staff, Graham Gavin. I want to get you guys' thoughts here before we get to first pitch. Expectations for the Panthers this year, things that you're watching for, anything like that. Rich, I can start with you.
Well, I had a chance to talk with Coach Cahill right before the game, and he said it's a redemption tour. They had not had the season they were hoping for last season. They get a lot of guys coming back. And, as he had said, it's up to them. They got to do the job they got to do, and, if they can, they'll be successful this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you look at last season, I think the pitching, what was solid. We were missing a lot of key hits. I think offense is going to be a big thing that we're going to need to supplement the pitching. Yeah. I'm guessing, as you say, obviously with Graham starting out there with the strike, it's going to be the ace of the staff. And then you're going to have Micah McManus, Connor Conley, Charles Salerno, all being able to throw innings. And we get a couple of new names that we're unfamiliar with, but maybe there's somebody down on the bench, too, who's going to be a contributor.
Yep. Indeed. So with that, two pitches in here. The lineup that Gavin will be facing started here by Pumfitt, Spinelli, and Noonan in the third spot. In the fourth spot, Vargas, followed by Buncor, Loudsbury, Fatiadis, who's doing the pitching as well for Winthrop, Cassidy, Reardon, and that is the lineup. That ball is flied into center field. The center fielder is over to make the catch, and one away, Micah McManus, the man in center.
Ooh, that looked great, right? Seeing the first ball fly off a bat.
Yeah.
Rich, you were excited. You thought it was in a gap.
I know, and Micah was right there. We're at a different angle. Micah isn't that far away from center field, but
and speaking of a different angle, heads up, fellas, because you got a lefty batter, and we're sitting down the right field line here, folks. Risking our lives to be able to bring you live Beverly High School sports.
Now, I brought a glove. I brought a glove today. I'm prepared.
Was that a strike?
I know it was a ball.
That was a ball. That one missing up as well. By the way, the defensive alignment behind Gavin, Jonah Bellew doing the catching, Cal McKay at first. Over at second is Danny Pierce, Jonathan Reyes, the shortstop. Connor Conley at third. The outfield is Salerno, Micah McManus, and Porcello.
Three-one.
Graham's been a little up in the zone here with this. He got that one strike right up at the letters. So opening day, needs a breath, get his rhythm. There we go.
He got that one down.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, opening day. It's always a little bit of something extra there in the belly. Juices are flowing.
Full count pitch missing up again, and Gavin walking, the number 2 hitter there.
All right, well, that ends the speculation of a perfect game.
This brings up the 3-hole hitter Noonan.
Sorry, folks, we don't have any first names on the for the Vikings.
We do not know.
And Rich, would you like to give our disclaimer right
Yes,
now?
and
get it out of the way?
if we butcher the kids' names, it's because we don't get phonetic rosters from coaches. The MIAA still hasn't required that.
We're going to refer to that as the Francis rule.
You know, I'll be honest. I thought Winthrop was going to come in here with some harder names to say, though. There's only about 2 that are that bad. Strike? No?
Ooh.
Must have been outside.
Well, again, we don't really have an angle to argue with balls and strikes.
We do not. Other than high and low,
High
maybe.
and low, yeah.
But we are homers. So.
That's true. Ooh,
Gives him the low strike.
low
there.
strike.
He did.
That's where you want to live, right, Dom?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, listen, if he wants to give him that, I got nothing wrong with Gavin trying to pound that fastball down in the zone like that.
If he's going to give that to you, throw there all
Right.
day.
There he goes over at first, swings through it. The
Bellew
throw
with the
coming from
throw,
Bellew, not a
and
bad
not gonna
throw, but he's able to slide underneath the tag, and that will be a stolen base for Spinelli.
That was a strike.
Yes, it was. So a man in scoring position here now with 1 out for the Vikings, but 2 strikes on Noonan. Gavin seeing if he can put him away and get himself back in the driver's seat. And he does. Big swing and a miss from Noonan, and Gavin has 2 outs now here in the first.
First strikeout of the season. Graham was among the leaders of the North Shore, I believe, in strikeouts last year, wasn't he, fellas?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and with that, Al, for any new viewers here, tell them what can you expect from Grand Gavin here? What does he feature?
Number 1 pitch is the fastball. He has a little bit of movement, throws a curve as well, and it gets that inside on him.
First
this
baseman
McKay
going over.
getting
McKay
diving, couldn't get to it.
could not quite bring that in.
Nice
What
effort
What
there.
a great effort. I don't know where the out of play line is over there.
Now, McKay's a pretty good athlete. He had a pretty good football season, right? Right,
Yeah.
Tom? You
Yes.
know,
He
and,
did indeed.
the lefty, he'll be pitching for them quite a bit this year, I'd imagine, as well.
Yeah, obviously, Beverly, we talked about the guys that are back. The pitching staff very much anchored by Gavin, and then also Micah McManus.
Yep. Connor Connolly will be pitching some.
Connolly, a lot of the time out of the bullpen. The 2 main starters, though, at least the last 2 years have been Gavin and Micah.
Well,
Connolly, very valuable out of that
Yeah.
pen, though. Kind of, I don't know, was he a true closer, you think, last year by the end? Or sort of one of the guys they'd bring in high leverage, I feel like, out of the bullpen.
Yeah, especially his sophomore year too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think more so, he was like almost perfect. his
That one
sophomore
is
year.
lined
Reyes
over to
over
Reyes,
there.
but Reyes is there to make the catch in the hole, and Gavin will keep the Vikings off the board in the first. We'll go to the bottom half now. Panthers trying to break through and start opening day baseball off for them on a high note.
Let's see if they can win the inning.
How many?
Indeed.
I have 17 pitches, Coach. What do you have?
Look at that. How about
We
that?
agree in
So
the
am
first
I. We
inning.
agree.
Oh, man, what a smooth start.
Oh, well,
We're still in preseason form, but
I don't know. Probably because we haven't started any inane conversations.
That's
We're
true.
distracted from the
No,
game.
you know,
We have too much baseball.
we had a
talk about.
perfect opportunity for a movie reference with Noonan there, but we opted not to go that way just yet.
Saving that for later in the
Hey,
game.
you know, it's low-hanging fruit. You can't really just throw that out there so quickly.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We'll clue you in later.
Yeah.
you know.
Was it before my time?
Next time.
Before your time, but it's a sports movie.
Okay.
What'd you say, Al?
Yeah, it's a sports movie. Okay.
So Winthrop coming in 1-3 on the season. They won their first game of the season against Salem. And then they lost the next 2 to Saugus and Essex Tech.
The Essex Tech game was in extra innings. I believe it was 5-3 final, which makes the Vikings 1-1 in the league.
Yep.
And they are on the opposite side, correct, of us?
Yeah, I believe so. And so for those of you watching at home, you can probably tell it's a little breezy down here, which is par for the course for Beverly baseball.
Yeah, especially opening in the season, although I'll be honest, the breeze doesn't feel quite as bad, not on that elevated position.
Yeah, up on the Herrick Street Hill there, it's
That's true.
kind of can get brutal at times. We had some tough ones last year.
I am warmer than I thought I was going to be when I walked out the door at 6 o'clock this morning.
I know. Yeah, we pack the layers. It's that time of year. Dom, you said spring is in the air, but that can change at any time.
Oh, yes, it can.
What is it they say? If you don't like the weather in New England,
Just wait a minute. Would that be Don Kent? Did he say that?
Yeah.
That one's before your time, Dom.
Yeah.
Don
very
Kent.
much so. All right, so we got Danny Pierce coming up.
Yep, so Fotiadis, the man on the hill today for Winthrop, he winds and fires. And the first one is laced into center field. The center fielder going back, still going back, and he makes the catch on the run. But Danny Pierce put a charge into that ball.
Wow.
Danny making scorekeeping easy.
Based on the fastball there from Fotiadis, I would suspect that he needs to keep the ball down today to have some success. The lineup that's going to face him, Danny Pierce, obviously made his entrance there to the season with a loud out. Jonathan Reyes, the shortstop, batting second. Charlie Solano in the 3 spot. Cal McKay in the cleanup spot. Colby McLean, then Micah McManus. Connor Conley, and that ball's popped up. Right fielder and second baseman going over, and that will drop out of play. So Connor Conley, Jonah Bellew, and then Adam Porcello rounding out the lineup for Beverly.
So Danny Pierce, getting back to him, he missed the whole basketball season with turf toe.
Essentially, yeah.
that he had suffered during the football season. So looked like he was running pretty good there. I saw him before the game. He said he's feeling good.
Yeah, certainly baseball is a little bit more forgiving than basketball on first MTP sprain, Rich,
Indeed.
For those of you keeping track of your anatomy at home, the metatarsal phalangeal joint can be extremely painful when it goes into extension that way.
Yeah, we have Al here as the medical expert.
Yes.
Little known fact, and many years ago, I actually wrote a little article on that for Journal of the National Athletic Trainers Association.
Oh, okay.
But nobody asked me about it during the basketball season. I would have been glad to help.
Well, had you mentioned it to me, I could have asked you. We didn't do our research, I guess. They don't list that stuff on Max Preps. Then again, Max Preps doesn't list anything accurately anyways. Got our cameraman, John McMahon, today. And we got a couple of camera people in.
Slow breaking ball missed.
Does that make it 3-1 or 3-2?
3-2. Got we pretty much have all our camera people here. We got Beth Francis just showed up. We got Mark Lehman and Tim Hezzy.
Yeah.
So none of them are.
That one is lined
nice
right at
there.
the third baseman and lobs it over to first to make the out. But 2 hard hit balls by the Panthers, but no luck to show for it.
Did he catch that in the air?
He threw it over as if he didn't, so I'm guessing that's a 5-3.
Yeah. Plenty of background noise.
Yeah, I know.
We have ambulances, we have fire trucks.
We'll have a train at some point.
Yeah.
And they have the 3 Stooges on the mic, so we have plenty of background noise.
Yeah, we got Charlie Salerno up at bat right now.
Fotiadis winds and fires and misses on the outer half. He starts in the full windup, but really just kind of steps off when he actually goes to throw.
Yeah, breaking ball took a little off that.
Yeah.
And, Charlie was just ahead of that.
Yeah, that's speeded up Charlie's bat, no doubt there.
Umpire talking to Charlie about something. Oh, looks like his oven mitt fell out of his pocket.
Umpire probably didn't want him to get hit in the caboose with it, It makes him bigger. Another breaking ball, just missed.
A lot more off-speed stuff
Yeah, I was just going to say.
from this guy than what you're going to see from Gavin.
Yeah, it looks like Fotiadis tried to keep everybody off balance a bit.
Throws like Esmerling Vasquez. No one's going to know who that is, and I love that we started the year off that way.
Yeah.
First inning, Don. Very good. I'm proud of you.
So we got a full count here?
Yeah. And that one misses ball 4. So when hitting the ball on the screws doesn't work for you, at least you can get a free base by taking 4 balls.
There you go. And that is the first quab of the year. Quab, the quality at bat. Jay Bellew's favorite stat.
And maybe John Cahill as well.
Yeah, I know. John's a big fan of the Quab. It's positivity, right?
Yeah. Well.
Hey, you made an out, but hey, at least you got a Quab. The silver lining.
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
I think, Rich, you got to go back to recognizing that baseball is a game of failure. And
Yes,
if you can focus on the small things that will typically end up in the success column, Coab is one of them. You see enough pitches, you battle enough, you start to get some confidence, and
you force the pitcher to throw more pitches than he'd like.
And as you guys well know, 80% of baseball is played from the neck up. So
I thought you were going to say 80% of baseball is 50% mental.
Or whatever the yogi saying is.
Yeah. Throwing over. So we got Cal McKay and Jonah Bellew, part of that Fern Street crew.
Indeed, they are.
Now I
just
thought
just like Jonah's older brother Casey
yeah.
and Cal's older brother Griffin.
Yeah, they played together a couple of years ago. Ooh,
that one is laced in the right field, and this one's going to actually fall.
Hold him up at. I'm going to hold up Salerno at second.
Yeah, well, he hit it so hard.
Yeah, I know.
It was really just one clean bounce to the right fielder. He actually hit it so hard that I really thought for the third time in the inning we were going to have another ball hit absolutely,
I thought
lasered,
the right fielder was going to make
but for an out. Yeah.
We have our first RBI situation, 2-out RBI situation of the year.
Yep. Colby McLean, the DH today for the Panthers. And, guys, am I misremembering, or had Cal McKay done a lot of the catching so far? That one is grounded into the hole, and that will get through in the left field. They're going to send him, and the throw is going to be nowhere even in in the range of getting him out. And the Panthers, starting the season off on the right note here, scoring an early run in the first and going up 1-0.
McKay's a left-handed first baseman, so he's not going to be behind home plate that often.
You've been thinking about his brother.
Yeah, his brother,
okay, thank
his brother
you.
Griffin was a catcher.
Thank you.
But bringing us back to the present, down off of memory lane, tip of the cap to Colby McLean coming up with a 2-out RBI in the first inning. Nice job. As we talked about, the Panthers maybe lacking some key hits last year. That's certainly a nice one.
Whoop.
Micah shows bunt,
showed bunt,
and then had to be
got out of the way.
had to get out of the way of
But Don, back to your questioning about Cal McKay and Rich pointing out that he's a lefty first baseman. We have a lefty catcher for the Vikings, I just noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, how about that?
You don't see that very often as well as throw over to second.
Yeah, so that's Boncordi. Going to go with the Italian spelling, pronunciation. Boncordi.
I think they did say it was Boncordi.
Boncordi.
And Micah dribbles this
That's
one
gonna be
over
a
to
tough
shortstop.
one.
That's going to
Be
be
a
a
tough
tough play. Throws not in time. The throw gets away. He's going to come around to score. It's going to be 2-0 Panthers, and it's going to be men at the corners here.
I'm going to give him a hit.
I was just about to say that because I don't think even with a
I think he
throw,
bit that out, yeah.
So we're going to give him a base hit and another 2-out RBI.
No, that's a hit with an error, but
well, I don't think it's
it's not an error because there was no
advanced.
other play after
Nobody
that.
advanced.
Well,
I mean, if he if the first baseman scoops it cleanly, maybe he has a chance to get him at home.
Well, I guess it is an error because
the guy scored.
The guy scored
first and second.
Yeah, so somebody scored. Yeah.
So it's no RBI then. Okay,
yeah, no.
Gotcha. Good job, guys.
Connor Conley now the man at the plate. Already 2-0 Panthers with two out. Well, RBIs.
Yeah, the runner not going. Yeah, I didn't see it. Was that a ball?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As we know, Beverly is usually very aggressive on the base paths. Probably that's why we're seeing the attempts at second base with Beverly leading
Connolly
the
skies this one on the infield.
That's gonna be trouble. Wind's
the third baseman is going to get under it, though, and make the play, and that will end the first inning. But 2 runs in the score for the Panthers, both coming with 2 outs and plenty of hard contact in that inning. On to the second, Beverly in front of Winthrop, 2-0.
Yeah, what I was about to say before Connor popped that up is Beverly High known for the amount of times that they steal third base.
Mm-hmm.
And Winthrop knowing that made a couple of moves over there through the course of that inning.
Al, I had 20 pitches. How about you?
Well, I had 21.
Okay.
Which one will we go with?
I'll go with 21. I'll go with 21. I'm generally, like I said, I'm not great at it. I get distracted easily.
We'll go with 20 and a half, and we'll round it up to 21. How's
there
that
you
sound?
go. Okay. I get easily distracted.
Well, as we say, like to say in our house, the squirrel often runs by.
Yeah.
All right, so the Panthers win the inning. Win every inning, you win the game.
Yeah, put a crooked number across there, and looks pretty good for you.
Indeed, it sure does. Not just the scoring, but if you watch the inning itself, the first 2 outs in the inning are both on balls that were hit very, very hard from Beverly. And for the most part, really just solid contact throughout the lineup in that inning.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of aggression there. Going right after the first pitch was Danny Pearson smashing it. John Reyes came up, and he swung at the first pitch. So, you know, they want to be aggressive. They want to swing at strikes. And right now they're not working counts. They're just see it, hit it, which I think if you want to get the offense on track, that's a great way to come out of the chute, especially when you're the home team in the bottom of the first inning and you know that you held the fort. So,
indeed. And you know who you're facing on the mound, or at least what he looks like, I'm sure plays a factor into that, Al. I mean, you know, working against the ace of the staff here for the Panthers, Gavin, probably you want to work counts because you'd rather have him out of the game as opposed to a guy that you know, maybe you just don't feel is as dominant or doesn't look as dominant to you. You care probably more about just going after the pitch you want, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, you guys were speaking earlier about starts off with a strike. Guys were talking about Graham and Micah being 1-2, but we're going to find out about 3-4 real soon because with these rainouts, the Panthers are slated to play 3 days in a row. Tomorrow is away
against Danvers.
And then on Friday, they're away against Masco. So, you know, bang, bang, bang. You know, there's no way that Graham's pitching on Friday. That's for sure.
Nope.
And Micah, I assume, will start tomorrow. I could be wrong, of course. Like, we haven't really seen anybody or had talked to the guys too much. But whoever pitches tomorrow obviously isn't. And then, you know, who knows who comes in relief today. And so, I mean, you start out the season in your first 3 games, you're going to need 6-7 arms.
So this is Boncordi.
The catcher.
The left-handed catcher, right-handed hitter.
Ooh, I like that. And number 7, is that Pudge Rodriguez?
And elevates that fastball, gets him to swing through it.
Okay, so it's at 2-2.
Always so tantalizing. That ball up there, you see it so well, but it doesn't mean you get the hands there well.
Yeah, and that is an above-average high school fastball right there.
For sure.
Bill, you doing the Tony Pena stance behind the plate?
Gavin winds and fires on a slow roller. He's able to get off the mound and field and flip over to first.
PFP, as they say. You got me on that? Pitcher fielding play.
Okay. And I don't know who I've compared Graham to last year, but from this view.
Barry Zito?
No, that was Micah. That was Micah. That was Micah. Micah's the best one. Everything he does is exactly like Barry Zito. His stuff, his delivery, left-handed.
Is he a weirdo like Barry Zito?
No, he's not. I'm sure he's not.
Great kid, great family.
Yeah. Barry was a little odd.
Yes. As most lefties are.
Yeah. Graham throws like Charlie Morton, though.
Notice, Al, I said most.
Oh, you're a lefty. I should have known.
So tomorrow, Al, we're supposed to be doing the softball game over at the pit, but who knows what's going on.
Yeah. I had talked to Coach Sudak before the rainout started because the Danvers game that's been rescheduled 3 times now that's supposed to be played tomorrow for their opener. She hadn't even been on the field yet when I talked to her last week. So,
yeah, that field this time of year will leave Todd Rushton feeling like Scotty in Star Wars. I'm giving it all I've got.
Swing and a miss, and an awkward swing at that from Graham's delivery, and 2 gone here in the second.
Second strikeout. This is Fodiatis, the pitcher.
Yep.
Umpire signals that one was just a wee bit outside.
Graham would like to get through this one quickly. Shorten that pitch count. That's going to help him.
I feel like I've only seen 2 pitches so far from Graham. I feel like he hasn't even needed the third.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, he's got 2 good pitches, and he may not want to waste too much time. It's early in the season. Just get the job done.
Oh, I agree. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If you can keep something in your pocket for later in the game, that's all the better anyway.
And early
until
in the year,
they hit it.
better on his arm, too.
Yeah.
The more fastballs he throws, the better, right?
Yeah.
He got Fadiatis to chase one that was way up and out of the zone there on that one.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's tantalizing.
Oh, it's so tantalizing.
Well, and that pitch makes the bat look kind of heavy in a kid's hands.
Mm-hmm. See if he goes right back up there. He did.
Well, he did.
This time Fadiatis able to at least get to it and foul it straight back.
Follow that well down Sawyer Road. Thing's still rolling. Hope it didn't hit me.
Now, though, he was able to get up at that one and foul it straight back. You got him cheating.
Yep.
I'd go down and away with
Down
the
away,
fastball,
right?
personally.
Yeah.
You're going to stay with the fastball, though?
Yeah,
Okay.
down and
I like
away,
that
just
call,
off the
down and
plate.
Nope, breaking
Oh,
ball.
went
Nope.
the breaking
He
ball.
did throw him the breaking ball, and he looked like he was swinging an oar there. And Gavin has himself a very nice 1-2-3 inning, 2 punch-outs, and on to the bottom of the second, still 2-0 Beverly.
Rich, I still had 15. Was I trigger happy? What'd you have?
I had him at 32 pitches, which would only be 14.
Which would be
right?
15. No, we had him at 17 in the
Oh,
first
that's
inning.
right. Yep. Okay.
17 and 15 is 32. That's what my Malden High School math degree tells
There you
me.
go.
Nice job. Very nice job.
Indeed. And as you talk about, with the Panthers having so many games here with the rainouts and stuff, if Gavin can cruise along and,
Yep.
Go deep into this game, that is going to be very, very valuable.
And the Panthers are going to be turning over the lineup here, getting back to the top of the order on the third batter of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Bellew, Porcello, then Pierce to start the inning.
That would be Danny Pierce, the graduate of the Beverly Little League White Sox, I believe.
Al, you're almost done with it, though.
I know.
You're not going to have too many more.
Well, tell you what, Charlie Salerno did not play for me. His brother Max, who's enjoying his freshman year at Ithaca College, and
Okay.
started out his career with a triple in his first collegiate game.
Okay.
Nice.
His dad, Jay, was one of the coaches on the White Sox. And,
Jay's right here next to us,
Jay's right
a
here,
little bit
got to
behind
touch
us.
base with him.
Yeah.
So
Al, when
I'll
did
have to somehow hook Jay into Charlie and forget maybe that Charlie played for the Pirates and not the White Sox, and we'll figure it all out.
Okay. Al, when did you start coaching?
Year? Let's see. I started coaching T-ball in Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
In,
I'm in Beverly, so I don't know if you coached anywhere else.
I did. I coached for 9 years in Malden.
Okay.
I started coaching baseball in Beverly in 2001.
Okay. Oh, so I probably would have played against you in Little League at some point.
I think you may be probably my son. My oldest son is going to be 30 this year.
Well, then I absolutely would have.
Slow roller. Going to be a tough one.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Throw.
tough play.
Got him. Safe.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's the
Okay.
right call.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's the right call.
That was a nice play over there
Yep.
by
First baseman.
First
nice
baseman
short
there.
hop.
Mhm.
First baseman got rid of it, and now by keeping
Reardon.
it on the ground, he gave this first baseman an opportunity
Yep.
to make a play. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Reardon, the first baseman over there making the play. Now we got Porcello up at bat.
that one missing outside.
Yeah, Dom, I stayed coaching Major B for most of my career until my oldest boy.
Okay.
I was assistant coach on
Oop,
some.
That
Major
one
League
over to
games.
first.
Nice
and
job getting in front of it.
that one took a little bit of a hop on him, but he stayed with it just fine, didn't panic, and makes the out unassisted.
Excellent play. Great mechanics by Reardon over there.
But okay, so you moved up to Major A when?
With Ian, who played here.
Okay, so I wouldn't have played you in Major A.
I was coached with the Giants.
Probably played you in.
White Sox. And
I
then
probably
Yankees,
played you
White
in
Sox.
Major B though.
Had the Padres for many years.
Okay.
Oh, then I had the White Sox in Major B too.
Okay.
Won
So
the
good.
City Series with them as well.
I played on the Royals in Major B, just 1 year.
Ooh,
So we get Danny Pierce up here.
top of the order.
Danny stung one to start the game.
Danny, hard ground ball,
Ooh,
and the shortstop
tough
backhands
play.
it, long throw, and he's not going to get him.
Safe. Danny legged out. Nice play by the shortstop there. That ball's deep in the hole. You don't think he's even going to have a chance.
That's a
And they
great
made
play
it
by the shortstop. but
Close play.
Danny gave us a hard 90 out of the
Yep.
box and was rewarded for it. And the baseball gods evened it up for that first smash. Anyhow.
Yeah.
I know.
They owed him one.
They did. But I did think that was actually going to get through. That was a good job by the
Yeah.
shortstop to even get there.
Who
But
was,
that was just
shortstop?
too
That
long of a
is-
throw with Danny
Yeah.
Pierce running.
Pumfret, the leadoff batter. Sorry we don't have your first name, but
Mhm.
shout out to you for making a nice play.
So you got Jay Ray up here. He was
He's a junior now.
grounded to the third baseman.
We don't have our roster, but I believe.
Ooh, Reyes lines one straight back and sticks into the fence. The baseball gods owed Danny Pierce one, and maybe they owe Jonathan one right here.
Do we think Danny's going?
I would be shocked if he wasn't at some point here.
Nope.
Oh,
Slide stepped
no
it, though, on a
slide step.
slow breaking ball.
Slide step made it very hard to do that.
Slide step. Did he even come to a stop?
No, I would say he didn't.
I thought that was a bomb.
Yeah,
It
I'd
was
have to agree with
debatable, for sure.
you. I don't even think it was debatable, really. He didn't
I
even
mean,
come
slide
close to it.
That's one thing, but I don't think he ever stopped.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and watch that one when I get home and see.
Breaking ball in the dirt.
Another slow breaking ball.
It's not a bad afternoon here, though, huh?
No, it's beauty.
No, as long
this
as you're
time of year.
sitting here in the sun, you know.
I think it'd be a different story if on top of the hill.
I also
Ooh.
think that.
That is.
And
That is bad.
I believe
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did.
Oh, that's a bad break.
I know.
So that is a strike there, as I believe it clipped the bat of Reyes as he was trying to get out of the way.
I think he had 2 strikes already, didn't he?
I believe you're right.
So really, no harm, no foul, other than the runner on
Well,
first
yeah,
can't go to second.
Danny would have been in scoring position.
Yeah, he would have.
Up, Danny getting ready to go now.
Yeah, he is. Jonathan grounds this one foul.
I'll tell you, that's a nice job right there by the pitcher, mixing up his cadence, not giving the base runner a chance to time him out.
Mm-hmm. That was late. Just a bit late.
I think that was Connolly. Going over again.
Oh, Danny can get another full step,
Yep.
maybe more.
Yeah, get himself dirty. That's how you like to start the season. Get yourself a little dirty.
No, that's a good lead. Get another half
That's a
step
healthy
on
lead.
that.
Another
Still
slide
not
step.
going, and Reyes lines
With
this
that
one, but right
ball.
at the left fielder,
Diving catch. He makes the play.
who had to leave his feet in order to stay tracking it, but he makes the catch in the end, and
That's-
the baseball gods might owe Reyes too.
D'Ambrosio with the
left
play.
fielder. Nice job.
I think I might have missed a pitch there, Al. What do you got?
I had 13. What'd you have?
Well, I'm going total, so
So
I
you
had,
get
I'm at
34?
34. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't miss any.
Yep.
Wow, Al, we're like in mid-season form right now. I mean, it
I
may
don't know, I
not
think
stay
even
like
the-
that.
I think
but-
even the midseason form's not this good. I think this is just unusual.
yeah, good point. But you know what? Even mid-season, you can hit a slump.
That's true.
It happens.
It's happening to Liverpool right now, Rich, in the Premier League.
I know Dom knows exactly what you're talking about because he's paying attention
Oh
to
my goodness!
Premier League soccer.
Thought you were gonna make a Devers quote there, talk about his slumps to start the year.
Oh, that was interesting, right? Because everybody's on him. Of course, a little that brought on himself with saying that I'm the third
Yeah.
baseman. I'm not
Yeah.
going to move.
Mhm.
And then the reality of the situation is that it's a big adjustment to go from playing in the field all the time to being a DH.
Just sitting around,
Mhm.
right?
And he didn't have a ton of at-bats in spring training.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a byproduct of his playing time or the lingering shoulder.
Yeah.
But I think that he put pretty quick work into the fact that he is still one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he's gotten it back under control.
Oh, you mean they don't have to trade him right away?
Exactly. Again, 80% of baseball is 50% from the neck
Yeah.
up. So
this is Cassidy coming up. So we got Cassidy and Reardon, and then we're going to head back to the top of the order.
8-9-1.
Cassidy, Reardon, and then Pumfret.
Starts out there on top. Like to see that.
Mm-hmm. Missing down. Was that the off speed? It looked like.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
That was a breaking ball. I can't tell from here if that's a changeup or a curveball.
That one looked like a change. That's why it confused me a little bit. It looked like he broke out the changeup there.
Well, that was a fastball.
Well, that one was, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, 2-1 here on the number 8 hitter, Cassidy. And fastball once again swung on and fouled straight back. Cassidy been on both fastballs so far that he swung at here in this at-bat. See if Gavin sticks with it, though. He did, but he missed.
Full count?
Yep.
Umpire going and get some new baseballs?
Mm.
Oh, from the visitors?
Yeah, it looked like it.
I like that. Save the budget.
Well, you
Gavin
I don't
steps
think
off
you lose,
again.
I don't think you lose as many baseballs here at this field.
No.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Got him. And I think Gavin has set down the last 3 by way of the K.
Yes, he has.
Get the gas upstairs.
That elevated fastball has been what of a lot of his strikeouts have come on today.
And all 4 strikeouts have been swinging. This is a first baseman who we were giving some accolades to.
Yeah, Reardon. Yep.
The way he's handled the glove.
And while Graham's on the mound, let's give a shout out to his grandmother, Sarah, who's always watching.
If she's not here.
If she's not here.
Oh, man, his bat was far too slow for that one. He was well behind that.
Yeah, that does look like Graham can overmatch him with the fastball. Let's see if he sticks with that or not.
He did, but too high. And 2-1 here on Reardon. Strike.
Nobody's touching that pitch.
No.
That's a tough pitch on the outside corner there.
2-2 now on the number 9 hitter, the first baseman, Reardon. Last 3 Gavin has set down by punch-out. Can it be 4 in a row? No, Reardon lines this one, and the Reyes is there, though. The shortstop, I thought that was going into center field, but Jonathan was there to make the catch. And 2 gone here in the inning as the lineup turns over for the Vikings.
Nice play by John. He got a nice read on that.
Yeah.
Broke quickly to the middle and took a hit away. Nice job there by Reardon, too, adjusting the fastball because early in the count, I didn't think he was going to make contact.
Back to the top of the order with Pomfret. He flied out to center field to start the game.
Both guys here at the bottom of the lineup looked like they were on Gavin's fastball, and now going through the second time of the lineup, see if Winthrop's made any adjustments on how they want to attack Graham. If they're going to be more aggressive early in the count or what.
Yeah, when you're going against a really good pitcher, you really don't want to get behind the guy.
Although, Graham's hasn't, just walked one, but
Yeah.
I know he'll be sharper,
Mhm.
later on.
Yep.
Looks like he's, missing his spots here, but he's been rallying enough, so we'll see what we got for a pitch count, but that's, I think, 47
Yep.
already.
Yeah, he cruised in the second. He's fallen behind each of the three guys here in this inning, actually, though. And he walks him for his second walk of the game. The second inning was by far the sharpest, where he seemed to get ahead of everybody, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Struggled with location a bit, missing up in the first. And as I mentioned in this inning, all three batters he's fallen behind, but was able to retire the first two.
Yeah, so this is Spinelli. He was the first walk of the game.
Yep. And it looked like that might have been off speed.
Nice play by McKay, digging that out.
Had to have a quick reaction to
Yeah.
get down on his backhand.
Third base coach doing a nice job of obscuring my view.
He's going.
There he goes. And
Strike
that one might be in
throw.
time. No, it's not. Not quite.
What was the call at the
I
plate?
think that was a ball, I believe.
He got a good jump. Jonah made a nice toss down there, but
Real good toss.
good jump by the base runner. Okay, we got 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
So for the second time today, the Vikings have a runner in scoring position. Last time a pop-up to the shortstop diffused that. That's a strike there.
Oh,
I
that
guess
was
it-
strike
that was-
three.
Oh, my
Okay,
bad.
so
I
it's
thought it was a
1-2.
ball.
So Gavin paints the outer half with a fastball and quickly puts the threat aside as he gets Spinelli looking for what, his fifth K?
Yeah, his first looking, but his fifth of the game.
Fifth strikeout. And now on to the bottom of the third with the score still the same. Beverly in front 2-0.
I had 19 pitches on that, Rich. Do you need the
Close
total?
51. Is that what you got?
9. Yes, I do.
All right.
So heart of the Panther lineup here in this inning, 3, 4, and 5, Charlie Salerno, Cal McKay, and Colby McLean.
Yeah, these were the guys who did the damage last inning.
Colby, the man who had the 2-out RBI single in the first. That got the scoring started before Micah hit a slow roller he was able to beat out and then allowed the second run to score. Still the same man on the hill right now for Winthrop in Fatiadis. Much different style than Gavin.
Rich, do you know
Yeah.
when the last game that Winthrop played was? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? or-
I think it was 2 days ago because the Globe had them last night. The Globe had that score, that game in there. So I would imagine it was on Monday. Got a little technical issues going on here.
Something going on.
Okay. If you want to turn Al's mic down, go right ahead.
I'm sick of listening to that voice.
Is that your wife?
Got hit by the pitch?
Yeah,
All right.
I think he did.
Lead off runner on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that was more protective gear, not the oven mitt that went flying there.
Okay.
Okay, just checking.
Whoops, that was an HPP. Right?
That would be one of the easiest hit by pitches Charlie will ever have in his career, as that was not thrown very hard and did not hit a particularly uncomfortable place at all.
Called that a strike?
He honestly didn't even move or flinch.
If you're going to get hit, that's how you want to get hit, right?
That's what I mean. That might be the easiest hit by a pitch he will ever have in his baseball career.
got hit on the toe one time, and it was extremely painful, and nobody thought I actually got hit.
Ooh, that's awful.
That was the worst part about it. They all thought I was lying.
Cal with a slow roller. The first baseman has it. He's going to throw to second.
Okay.
No
Gets
chance
the lead
to
runner.
turn 2, though, but a nice job over there at first by Reardon.
Thought he might have had a chance to do
Wait,
a.
he didn't step on first before he threw the
No.
ball?
No.
You kidding me?
He was right near first too. I would have thought he'd step.
I was like, why is Charlie leaving the field? He never got tagged, but he didn't step on first. Interesting
I know.
choice there. So that's a fielder's choice.
He was very intent on getting that lead man. Colby McLean.
A break for the Panthers to see if they can take advantage of it.
Yeah, that could have been a double play.
Yeah, from maybe from where sitting.
Yeah,
maybe
he
So-
wasn't that far.
close.
You know, that's what I was about to say. That's kind of why I didn't want to go there, because from up on the hill, it would have been easier to see the distance. But from here, sometimes.
Oh, make no mistake about it. I wouldn't have went there if the Panthers were in the field. Since Winthrop.
But since the angle we're at, you know, sometimes it's hard to tell how far away they are from the bag.
You know, with the left-handed catcher, the throw down to first base is actually kind of
Difficult.
I don't know. I mean, with the left-handed,
with the lefty?
no, with the lefty with the right-handed batter, you might be able to throw down to first. Yeah, it's a foul ball.
Yep, it is. Is it going to hit a car, though, as it's driving by? Not quite. Just missed it.
I do always find it interesting how people kind of want to see a ball hit a driving car.
I don't want to.
I mean, a lot of people do. I mean,
I'm just narrating what I see.
I'm not saying you, but there seems to be some weird Schadenfreude going on here.
Mhm. That's going to be a hard one to throw him out on.
Ooh, got him.
No, he didn't.
Safe. Nope. Okay.
Nice slide.
That was
Good
one.
speed
That
by
was
Cal McKay.
indeed. That was a slow breaking ball in the dirt, and he actually
That was
did a
hell of
nice
that
job
was-
getting up and making a good throw.
Oh, that was a great throw. Right, Rich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you for the first time this year. I think throwing to first base for a left-handed catcher with a righty batter isn't as easy as a right-handed catcher.
Well, okay, I'll give you that because there's less in the way, but
Yeah.
but I think
would
you
say with
step
a
to
lefty,
step to your right a little.
I
it's an
think
easy
for a
throw.
lefty catcher with a lefty batter, it's easy to throw to third. All right, we got another walk.
Okay, so I missed a pitch in there.
First and second
Yeah,
with
first
one
and
out.
1 out.
Is Micah a senior? We don't have
Yeah.
a roster.
No,
with
Micah-
these.
Micah
Micah's
is a
senior.
senior.
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely got to
And
be a
he
senior
must
by now.
be a captain with Connor and Graham. I think I read those three guys are seniors this year. Got to
Yeah.
get ourselves a copy of the
I know,
hometown
yeah.
roster.
Micah shows bunt,
Oh,
but
the guy
that one's
throwing,
nowhere
looking, ooh.
close.
Second baseman was there.
So Micah up here with 2 on and 1 out, hit by a pitch and a walk, is how both those men have come to be on base. Micah had an infield hit his first time.
I'm guessing that that was a fake bunt, and Coach Cahill wanted to see what the third baseman was going to do on
Yeah.
that.
And
See if he wanted to put any kind of steal on the third.
yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
slide step.
again, that was close.
Close. That one was
I think
close.
He, I think
don't
he
think
stopped
it was,
on that one.
but yeah.
Not like the first one. I think that's 3-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know, it didn't seem like Fatiadis had much problems pounding the strike zone in the first 2 innings, but all of a sudden he has lost the strike zone here in the third.
Yeah.
And he's 3-0 on Micah, and Micah's going to take that one for
Yeah.
ball 4, and that's going to load the bases up with only 1 out.
You know, a hit batsman can do that sometimes. You know, you're worried about that, so you start trying to get away from the batter. All right,
Gonna have our first trip to the mound.
yeah, I didn't see any bullpen action, so I don't think we're seeing anybody coming out here.
No. And again, we're not aware of exactly what the schedule has been for Winthrop. So this might be his game no matter what for a bit.
Yeah.
I
Here's
go
that train you were talking about, Dom.
Yeah, I know, right?
trains, ambulances, fire trucks.
At least not while anyone's hitting this time to
Yeah.
mess up the batter's eye. But
And Just kind of thinking about Winthrop in the winter sports season. Did they win the state championship in ice hockey in their division?
I think they did.
I think they might
That
have.
may be correct. Winthrop's got a good hockey tradition.
Of course, starting back with, well, I don't know if it started back, but
in the Mike
but
Ruzioni days, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that team I think is still coached by Dale Dunbar, who played hockey at BU back in my day.
All right.
Played in the NHL for a while.
So
the Vancouver Canucks.
Connolly, the man at the plate, by the way, right now.
Nice
And that one is
Nice
just
stop.
spiked in the dirt, and a great stop by the catcher. But Connolly, with the Panthers' best chance so far of the game to do some serious damage.
Catcher Boncordi making the nice play there.
That one is poured in for a strike at least to even things back up at 1-1.
I'm going to put that in the gift category. I thought that was
a little high. Connor was taken probably all the way on that.
Well, with 2 walks in the inning, a hit bat, and no place to put him, and
Another
that one
stop by Boncordi.
That one again in the dirt and making his catcher work again to get in front of it and keep the man at third. That one nearly hit Connolly, and
went behind him.
Vadiatis has completely lost the strike zone.
Nice job by the catcher to have to go to his backhand there. Really nice play by Boncore.
3-1. No place to put Connor.
You got to love it, Connor.
And instead, it's
dirt,
ball
the
4
walk,
anyway.
But it's a long way to the backstop there.
And Vatiatis has walked in a run, his 3rd walk of the inning, and it's 3-0 Beverly.
And Connor Conley with the RBI.
RBI walk.
Panthers have certainly made a lot of hard contact in this game, but they have not need to do any of that here in the 3rd inning.
All right, so we got Jonah Bellew. Hit the ball pretty hard.
And Jonah, that one high and missing.
Nice play by the third baseman, right?
Yeah.
Tell you right now, it kind of looks like Winthrop's in a situation that they're just going to make him wear it for a bit.
Oh,
and he hit him.
Speaking of wearing it.
Yeah, speaking of wearing it, his 2nd hit batter of the inning. And let's see if they're going to make a move. They will not.
Someone's angry out on the road. A little road rage action.
Yeah. The team is huddling up, but no one's going out there to take him out.
There's nobody warming up over there. So.
Well, you know, at least in high school, he won't get sent down like you do in the major league sometimes when you make somebody wear it because you need someone to get innings. But
right.
That's always the cruelest thing. You ever watch that? They got some guy that you know is like the last pitcher on the roster. He doesn't have it for the day, and he's getting smacked around, and you're like, he's going back to Worcester, too, after this, too. No, they are going to take him out, though.
Okay. So that discussion by the team gave, so it does look like someone was warming up.
Okay.
Oh, in the back, by the.
Okay. Al, we're going to have to look for the number. You got the roster there.
Okay,
right?
I'll have to dig the roster out of the phone.
Okay, so Fortiatis coming out of the game?
Yes, he is, but
Although we do,
the book not nearly closed on him yet, with the bases still loaded and only 1 out.
I don't know. We're seeing a whole bunch of. Looks like we're seeing some players moving around here.
Yep. We'll get it all squared away in a few minutes. I'll let you guys look at the rosters that you got in front of you.
Yeah. So did someone just came off the bench? Is that Fortiatis? Did he switch gloves? Yeah, I think so. So he's going out to play the field. It looks like someone else came out.
Do you get a number on the pitcher? Is it 14?
Looks like 14.
Okay.
When he throws this next one, I'll feel like I can confirm.
Number 14 was the DH.
Okay.
Okay. So D'Ambrosio, no.
14
Lonsbury was
the DH. Okay, so he's on the mound now.
Okay, so the DH coming in, and he was hitting for D'Ambrosio.
Mm-hmm. So D'Ambrosio, is he out of the game, and Fatidas is in?
Someone came out. But there are 3 people in the outfield.
Well,
so
it'd probably be D'Ambrosio, and then Fatiatis has to go play outfield. Unless Fatiatis plays infield and someone in the infield is going to be outfield.
Yeah, so Fortiatis went to second base. So it looks like the second baseman
Is in left field.
Second baseman
is Cassidy,
was
number
Spinelli.
5.
Spinelli was the second baseman, right?
No, Cassidy, number 5.
Right, number 5.
Who's in left field right now?
I don't know.
Is that number 5?
That's okay. Okay.
That's Cassidy, isn't it?
So Cassidy moved to left field.
Yep.
The second baseman
It's Fautietis
is
now.
Cassidy.
And this is Lunsberry now on the hill.
Okay, so D'Ambrosio came out of the game. And Lounsbury is going in that spot.
2 runs already now in the inning for the Panthers, and the bases still loaded and only 1 out.
Breaking ball. And he's facing Adam Porcello with the bases loaded, correct, guys?
Indeed. Adam Porcello, and then the lineup's going to turn over, so Winthrop in all sorts of trouble. Adam, high fly.
That's
in
trouble.
the left field.
That's trouble.
Spinelli coming
nice
in,
shot.
makes
They're
the
gonna
play.
tag.
They're going to tag.
Throw coming in.
They
Throw
got a
play
chance
the
at
plate.
him.
They
got him.
Nice relay. Great throw by the third baseman.
Yeah, that was a great relay and a strong throw on the relay by the third baseman, and they gun him down at the plate.
And that was McManus.
So in the end, the Panthers are actually only going to get 2 runs out of that, and that feels like a major win for Winthrop with the way that inning was going.
So that was a 7-5-2.
And hats off for the left fielder, the way that he approached that ball. I thought that was going to fall in, but he was just getting his body ready so he could be coming towards the infield.
Indeed.
Threw a strike to the cutoff man, the third baseman, who is that Reardon? No.
That was
Noonan.
Yeah, it's Noonan.
And like you say, what a great throw to home plate.
Yeah, it was. And it's funny, obviously, he didn't just come into the game, but he just switched positions, and right away he gets a fly ball to him. A pretty important play, considering what was going on in the inning for Winthrop.
Yeah.
And
as we saw, that was a really close bang-bang play. Had to be perfectly executed, and it was. So Beverly aggressive on the base paths as always, and a tip of the cap to the Vikings for playing solid defense.
Yeah, so Cassidy showing his versatility. He was a second baseman, gets moved out to left field, and he makes the play.
So that closes the book on Fautietis. He gave up 4 runs.
Mm-hmm.
Four hits.
Something like that. Anyway, Graham Gavin is climbing the hill for his 4th inning of work, and he will be facing the heart of the Vikings lineup, I believe, right now as well. Is it 3, 4, and 5?
It is. Noonan, Vargas, and Boncory.
Yep. So Noonan, Vargas, and Boncory all to face Gavin, with Winthrop trailing now by 4, and probably needing to start to make some inroads back into this game if you are the Vikings.
All right, so as so often happens, the guy who makes the play leads the inning off. We got Noonan.
I think he went. He did.
Yep. So we got Noonan up at bat here. He made that throw to home to get the runner tagging out.
That's a strike as well, and 0-2 on Noonan. Going after the first pitch was Noonan, and it wasn't even a fastball. It was a breaking ball. So we talk about the cat and mouse game. Second time through the order, looking like they're trying to be a little more aggressive.
Breaking ball.
But Gavin has responded with throwing his breaking ball now a little bit more.
That looked like
here.
a two-seamer or something that ran away from him, didn't it?
On the strikeout pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the first pitch. He
Yeah.
threw him a breaking ball, and Noonan was thinking fastball and couldn't hold up
That ball
his swing.
had some dip on it.
But yeah, that thing had some run. I don't know exactly what it was, if it was a two-seamer or a changeup or what, but
It was not a straight fastball, that's for sure.
a little cutting action.
I think he
That
went,
was a
sir.
breaking ball, yeah.
All right, and so does the umpire.
Like I said, I think Winthrop is trying to be a little more aggressive second time through the lineup. Seeing that Graham pours in the fastball for strikes here, at least most of the time he's been trying to. And they're trying to go after it. But he just blows that one by him to be 0-2 now.
The other thing right now is that I don't want to jinx him, but right now control-wise, this is the best inning he's thrown.
Oh,
McKay
sure.
getting over
That's a
there.
slow roll over the first.
Yeah,
You're going to
he's
have to
gotta
flip it to
nice
Gavin.
play by Graham getting over there.
Beautiful play all the way around.
And it's 3 pitches to get that out for
A
Gavin.
little underhanded toss there.
I believe, did he only need 3 pitches to set down Noonan, or was it 4?
Yeah, no, it was 3. Yeah,
3 for Noonan.
Yep.
3 for Vargrite. I got him
6
at 6 pitches.
6 so far this inning. Yeah.
And this brings up the catcher, Boncore.
Ooh, all uptight. Well, there goes your immaculate inning.
Well, you have to get
I
2
think if
strikeouts
they-
for immaculate.
That's true.
I
That's
have
true.
to get all strikeouts.
Yeah.
3 strikeouts.
Oh, man, got him reaching at that one.
You were going for the
thinking-
9
I'm
pitches.
thinking for the 9 pitches. Yeah.
No, I get it, 100%. He can still get a 9 pitch inning right here.
That's
He gets him to.
No, he got the ball. Oh, yeah, that's true. If he gets him
No,
to ground out.
yeah,
he
he
yeah.
gets
could get a
ground
ground
out.
out right here, but he's not going to get that.
Man, he's
Instead-
pounding the
Instead,
zone
he
right
just
now.
throws a strike.
Yep.
Yeah, he's looking good right now.
You wonder if after last inning, coach said just throw strikes and just beat him.
All right, 1 and 2 now on Vargas. Swing and a miss, got him, and Gavin has 2 punch outs in the inning. Needs just 10 pitches to set down the middle of the Winthrop lineup, down 1-2-3. And Beverly, after putting up 2 in the inning before, Gavin gets him right back into the dugout and right back ready to hit. It's always a-
61 pitches through 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad
That's
at all.
Always
That's
a
a nice
beautiful,
little-
always a beautiful thing when you can have a successful offensive inning, and then right away your pitcher can put you guys right back in that dugout, ready to hit again.
That hold is huge. It's huge. Yeah, Graham looked great that inning for sure. All right, let's see if the Panthers can win the 4th as we're cruising right along here. The left side of me is warm with the sun. The right side's feeling the breeze coming down the road.
And Lunsberry now back out there.
Throwing all of 2 pitches and has got that double play. An unconventional 7-5-2 double play. So Graham has 7 strikeouts through 4 innings.
Lunsberry, though, he will have to face the top of the Panther lineup as Beverly turned the lineup right back over. Pierce, Reyes, and Salerno all to greet him. So, guys, while you have some time here, we talked about it not on this, but I still want your opinion. The torpedo bats, guys. What does everybody think?
I think because an MIT professor's involved, there must be something to it.
It makes sense, right?
You know, there's been different iterations and tweaks with the bat,
Yeah.
right? We went to the cup bat to make it. We went to the axe handle
axe
bat
handle,
to change
yep,
the
yep,
grip.
yep.
And now the torpedo. You know what? They can't make it lighter.
Right.
The barrel can only be as large, I think, as 2 5/8 inches. Is
Right.
that the major
Yep.
league
Yep.
limitation? So I think at the end of the day, it still comes down to the operator. You have to get your barrel on the bat.
Yeah, you still have to hit the ball. If you strike out 200 times in a season,
It's not because of having a torpedo bat or not, right?
Exactly. I don't think much of it yet either. I think
I don't know what the physics is. If it, like, what can it do? It makes the sweet spot bigger. Is that what they're saying?
I think it just makes not the high the
over his head.
shortstop
That's
goes,
a
but
base
it's
hit,
still
Pierce.
over
Danny
his head.
Pierce, 2 for 3, and he should be 3 for 3 the way he started the game out.
Yeah. So Danny with a line drive base hit in the center field, and Panthers back in business with the leadoff man on. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just trying to extend the amount of on the bat that you can make solid contact. I don't think it necessarily make the sweet spot, better.
But they're transferring some of the weight from the very end of the bat, and
Yes.
from the handle up to the sweet spot.
To that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the sweet spot's any really. Well, the sweet spot is the same size as a sweet spot is, but there's no end of the bat. I mean, you know.
Well, from top to bottom, I think, does it allow you to have that 2 5/8 more? Is that what happens?
No, I think it's actually the opposite of that.
So they take some away from the end?
Yeah, the top of the end of the bat is narrow.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
that
I
makes
guess what
more weight in the sweet spot? Is that what it does?
What happened, I guess the guy noticed that a particular batter, there was a particular player that he noticed he was putting everything in one spot. Every time he hit it, he was hitting in that one spot. So if everybody's doing that, you might as well, put all the power right in that one spot. I don't know.
Yeah, my opinion of it is they faced a team in the Brewers to start the year that I don't think is going to be any good this year. Pounded them and basically have been held in check for the most part.
There's that
ever
throw down
since.
first.
Other than 2 offensive explosions against the Pirates, who are also not very good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the Tigers beat them 3 games in a row, I think, right?
No. New York did win today. But Jack Flaherty essentially shut them down for 7 innings before they were able to get some runs late. But they lost 2 or 3 to Arizona, didn't score a ton of runs until the one game they won. And they really didn't score a lot of runs against the Tigers and lost 2 or 3 to the Tigers, too. So
How is our Massachusetts boy doing for the Yankees from Cohasset, Ben Rice?
He hit a 2-run homer today, actually, to put the Yankees in front 2-0 late in the game.
I don't know if you remember, but when Ben Rice got called up and he played at Fenway, he tied a Lou Gehrig record for most home runs in a game. But in a rookie, he had 3 home runs against the Sox at Fenway, right?
I do remember that, actually, yeah. Did not have a great rest of the season.
That is correct. He kind of went, but he seems like he's off to a good start this year.
He's been off to a very nice start this year.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Yankees pick up Paul Goldschmidt to play first base as well?
They did.
Really?
So he's platooning with Rice? Is that how?
Rice has been – one of them has been DHing here and there.
Okay.
Essentially, I think Ben Rice was not going to have a starting job, but he's hit his way into it.
Well, a little kind of cool sidelight is actually Ben Rice was supposed to be a catcher.
Really?
He was catching in the minor leagues. But the Yankees gave the, I don't know if it's the second or third catching spot to a 29-year-old guy who had never made the majors. And there was a pretty cool YouTube clip I saw, 2 of them. One of him calling his mom and telling him that he made the show.
See that, yeah. Runner was going. They're not going to get him at second.
Probably that helped.
Yeah, indeed. So anyway, with Danny off with the pitch, the ground ball back to the pitcher is really just going to result in an out at first. Danny will move up to second here with 1 out and Charlie up.
In the second clip around that is there was like a hidden camera when I'm going to call him Brett Boone, but it's Aaron, right? Aaron Boone called him into his office and told him, hey, look, you did everything you could do. You did everything we could ask of you. You hit the ball well. You fielded well. And you could see him getting deflated. And then he said, I'm only kidding. You go into it.
That's kind of tough. I mean,
I mean, at 29 years old, how many more shots are you going to have to make the big team, right? But that was some pretty cool stuff.
That is good, actually.
So Salerno hasn't had to swing the bat a whole lot in this game.
Well, has he walked and been hit by a pitch?
Yeah, and he scored the first run of the game.
He continues to, so far, not swing the bat too much.
Yeah.
As Lunsberry has
tells
fallen
me he's
behind
going to
it.
be swinging right here. Nope.
Well, not if it's that far outside.
Nope. Need a rake for that one. More sound effects for you?
Busy afternoon here in Beverly.
It really has been. Charlie rips that one in the right field, and the right fielder dives.
Makes the catch.
Did he make the catch?
He did indeed.
Okay, they held him up.
And they're going to hold him up in the end. couldn't see with the sun right there. That's
diving,
a heck of a catch.
Outstanding catch. Let's get a name on the right fielder. I got to flip my scorebook over here.
Right now, the Winthrop
Spinelli.
defense. The Winthrop defense
Great play.
has kept them in this game right now.
Yeah, they've made some nice plays out there. Was that a 3-0 count?
Might have been 3-1. It could have been 3-1. Could have been 3-1.
Cal McKay now.
He smashed that. Danny read that as being a base hit, and I think he was trying to score. And then when he saw the diving catch be made, he went back to tag, but by that point it was too late for him. He got up Spinelli and got it in. A very nice play.
And you never want to make that third out at third base.
Yeah. And so we got McKay, who scored both of his at-bats. Ball's upstairs.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dom. A base hit here with 2 outs, Danny should be able to score.
Exactly. And Al, tell the people out there why you, in general, the rule is you don't want to make the last out at third.
Well, because a hit usually scores you. If you have 2 outs, you can get a good jump. You don't have to read
going
it.
The other way with it. Doesn't have a play. Looking back to third. Nice heads-up play by the shortstop.
Very nice play and good base running by Danny.
Able to get back. So
for some people who aren't quite as aware.
A hit or error on that?
That's a hit. That's a hit. He
slow roller.
wasn't going to be able to make a play.
Yeah, no, he's too fast.
Yeah. Not with Cal's speed.
But yeah, for Al, for anyone who's not as familiar with the way the game goes, with 2 outs, you don't have to worry about a ball getting caught in the air or anything like that. You can just run at the sound of the crack of the bat.
Although you bring the pass ball into play if you're on third, so that's kind of the devil's advocate.
True, at this level, especially.
And especially if we talk about the amount of times over John Cahill's tenure, we've seen Beverly steal third base in all kinds of situations. But first and third now, let's see if he's going.
So McLean's got a hit and a walk.
And he had that big 2-out RBI.
Big RBI, and he scored a run.
Don't want to throw that away.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of space over on that side, too. So that one gets away. He might be able to get third.
Probably roll out a play over there, I think. There's a line.
Where is the out of play?
I think there's a line that goes to that pole, I thought. I think it goes from the front of that dugout fence all the way to the pole where the folks are standing by the field hockey court, if my coaching days are correct.
The old Babe Ruth days.
Yeah.
McLean flinched like he wanted to go for it, but he did not, and takes a strike.
McLean. A little Die Hard for you, Al?
I'm with that's with like the Noonan one for Dom.
Off and going, and McLean fouls this one off to the first base side.
Does that make it 3 and 2? Or 2 and 2?
I got 1 and 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's possible I missed them. There were a lot of throws over.
There was a lot of throws over.
You know, they have a pitch count, but they don't do anything about a guy throwing over a bunch of times.
Swung on and flied in the right field. The right fielder coming on, and he
makes the catch. Ooh.
Spinelli.
Spinelli making the job.
Spinelli was asked to do a lot that inning, made a diving catch down the right field line, then had to come in on that one and make almost a shoestring style catch to go get that one. But in the end, he was able to make both plays, and the Panthers are kept off the scoreboard here in the fourth. On to the top of the fifth, Beverly in front, 4-0 still.
I don't know if I missed anything with all those throws to first, but I only had him for 17 pitches.
I got him at 18. So.
Okay, well, I'll take 18.
All righty.
So you said 20 since he's coming in relief?
No, I got him at 18 total.
Oh, well, I guess I get him at 19. So okay, so.
All right, I'll go with you 19. How's that?
17 that and 17 and 2. I got you.
Okay.
You got the cumulative.
Yes.
All right, looks like Graham's back out there for the fifth.
Yeah, Graham's only at 61 pitches, so we're probably going to get one more inning out of him.
Yeah, you think get the fifth out of him and then maybe bring somebody in, depending on how quick this goes. Figure what, 75, maybe 80 pitches out of him total?
Yeah, you're probably
Can't go a lot more than 80, right?
80. I say 80
at this time
85.
of year?
I think it's 85. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, is that low in high school?
Actually, no. Actually, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that.
I was just more thinking about his volume for this time of the season.
I think what you're going to see, and Dom and I talked about this earlier in the game, before the game. You have pitch counts, and a guy can throw 85 in 3 innings. It's a whole lot different than throwing 85 in 6 innings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a lot of it is you kind of see how he's doing. I think it's like 107s the amount you can go to.
Yeah, you look at like how stressful his innings are, that kind of stuff.
I mean, he's kind of alternated between a lot of pitches and not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But truly, in general, even in those innings that he threw a few more pitches, he has not had a ton of high-stress pitches.
No.
He's really, most of the time there was a guy at second that was already 2 outs, so then it was only kind of 1 at-bat that was extremely high stress. He really has not been under a ton of stress.
Yeah, and
for the most part in this start.
And one of the reasons he hasn't been out under a ton of stress, unfortunately, I'm not able to speak about just yet, being a baseball guy and being a superstitious chap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but he knows he's got a good defense behind him, so there's less stress.
Mm-hmm.
When that's the case, he's got he was staked to a lead early on.
Yeah, and I think he's confident in his stuff because,
for the most part, he has been befuddling the Winthrop lineup and has been able, even when he has fallen behind, to power fastballs by them and get himself back into a driving seat position.
Yeah, they've had 2 runners reach second base in the first 4 innings. And then he was able to get the next batter on each of those.
I think last year Graham averaged about 2 strikeouts per inning.
I think you're right.
I think he's kind of
right around there today.
Right around there.
That one is hit on the ground over to second. He has it. Pierce throws over the first and got him.
And those kind of ground balls, those help your pitch count too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to bring up the starting pitcher, Fodiatis. And where is he now? In the
He's at second base.
Second base.
Yeah. He goes to bunt and offered at it, and that's a strike.
You know what? That's not a bad bunt for a hit. It's not necessarily a bad idea if you see guys playing back
in the 7th inning, it would be a bad idea.
Yes, it would. But we're here in the 5th.
Yeah. And, it's not like Connolly's playing far back either. But
oh, yeah, I think he is.
Still have 8
now
more outs.
He was actually on the grass
when he did that.
So, yeah.
Strike? Nope.
No.
He's gotten that lower one so far, but it might have been outside, as you mentioned.
We're seeing a little bit of action in the bullpen. I don't exactly know.
I thought it looks like dancing from where
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they were just messing
around. I don't think Coach expects guys to be messing around over there. I think
No. They're actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm being a wise guy. They look like they're doing a little agility work.
A little bit of warm-up stuff, yeah.
They're doing agility work.
Yeah.
A little shuffling, a little side shuffle, a little karaoke. Karaoke, not karaoke.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Swing and a miss. It looked like the off-speed from Gavin. I'm not sure if it was a changeup or a curveball, though. But
yeah, he buried those last 2 pitches and got him swinging at him.
So Gavin, was that now 7 or 8 punch-outs?
7.
7
8.
strikeouts.
I get 8.
You got 8 now?
1, 2, 3.
So 2 gone here in the 5th, and that was a straight change.
Yes, you are right.
Number 8.
Yeah. Was that a strike?
I tell you, Graham has really settled in right there, and if you guys saw that, he was so looking for a first pitch fastball to swing at, and he didn't get it. And he was way out in front on that swing.
Yeah, I was too busy counting strikeouts.
I know. That's why I'm not keeping a book today.
That's right. And you get the train distracting the batter. And that one's down.
I like that pitch. It was 0-2, right?
Yep, it was.
Great
Nothing
pitch.
wrong with a pitch like that, 0-2.
Now he can maybe change the eyesight a little bit and give him a fastball right around the chin.
That's exactly what I was about to say. See if he climbs the ladder again with a fastball. That's exactly what he does. Didn't actually get it up a ton, but he blows it by him all the same.
You know what? The catcher wasn't set up there. He actually hit the target.
I got him for A 14-pitch inning.
which would put him at 75.
Yes.
Yep.
So Gavin, as we have him, 75 pitches through 5 innings, 9 punch-outs, and no runs allowed. And as we go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-0, Beverly still in front.
And we're going to start off with McManus, followed by Connolly, and then Bellew.
All right, starting to cool down a little bit here as the sun is working its way down towards the Cummings Center. Will disappear in a little bit. I would be more than happy if it stays up a little bit longer.
Yeah, we got to let them know you got 3 innings left, guys, with that sun. And, let's move this thing along.
Indeed. Well, Gavin is doing his part in moving things along, that is for sure.
So, yeah, absolutely. It looks like Lounsbury is going to be out there again. I believe that's him. Yep.
It is.
Well, you know what? He's been pitching okay. Why would you mess around?
Yeah.
Unless you're planning on using him later in the week, in which case you got to keep his pitches down. But he's only thrown 19. Do we see any bullpen action? Looks like we see 2 players going somewhere over there.
Playground?
It could be. You got the slides over there, you know. You know, the thing is, though, these plastics, these slides, they're made out of that plastic stuff. You know, Al, we grew up on those metal slides in the middle of the summer. Just
well, you know,
killed you.
I'm not,
just
I'm not sure if my wife is home listening, but there's a story.
There's always a story.
Right?
Of a Visnick family trip out to Michigan. And I believe it was my daughter. Had pretty good sitting balance. Not great at the time.
Okay.
And
that one is flown into center field. The center fielder coming on.
And
He hits the ground, and I don't think
he
catch.
did indeed. Wow.
Ooh.
They are playing a great job, doing a great job. That was Micah McManus, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice piece on that.
Micah with that fly ball in the center, and a number of times, man, these outfielders have made plays today for Winthrop, but it started right away when Danny put a charge in the ball in the deep center field that he had to go run down, and it has continued ever since.
That was Vargas with the catch. We'll got to give the kid's name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Connolly up. Connor walked his last time.
Walked with the bases loaded, right, for an RBI? Is that right?
Yeah. That was in the 3rd inning, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Slow breaking ball in for a strike and 0-2 on him.
Got a whining dog behind his head.
There's no whining in baseball.
Yeah. Well, if you're a dog, you can whine any time you want. Someone must have a snack or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'd like a snack.
I whine when I want a snack.
That one,
That's
slow roller.
bat.
Third baseman has to come in. Long throw. Trying to dig
Nice
it out, and
play
he
by
did.
the first baseman
And the
there.
Viking defense
Reardon.
continues to flash. Reardon, a very nice dig over there at first base. And 2 gone here in the 5th.
Now, I wonder if he had used the torpedo bat, how that would have come off the end of the bat like that.
Probably even worse.
I know.
Yeah, it would have been worse because I think he got enough to handle. Probably would have been less wood.
Probably would have broke the bat. But.
Brings up Joan and Bellew. So to finish my slide story, as you remember, Rich, those slides didn't have very much material on the sides, maybe a couple of inches.
Right.
So little Miss Sarah was put on top of there by her mother, with Daddy ready to catch her at the bottom. And Miss Sarah didn't make it but a couple of feet.
Decided to lean to one side.
And I put on my best Superman Daddy impression, ran up the slide, and made a leap, and was able to save the baby.
And you're still feeling that pain today?
I have some pain on the inside of both of my thighs. As we like to say, oops.
Jonah got hit by a pitcher's last at bat.
He did.
Right in the fleshy part, as they like to say.
And grounded out to third base. I think that was another one of those nice plays. He hit that ground ball that was.
Need to foul that one off. 2-2. Should count.
We do have some action here in the Beverly bullpen.
You see, Freddie Smuggler's here.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's him right there, right?
Yeah, that's him.
That's Freddie Smuggler to most people, but when Tommy Donovan's saying it's Smuggler.
Al, can you tell who that is warming in the bullpen for Panthers? Or
I
not?
cannot. I can't see the numbers, and I don't recognize. I think, as a matter of fact, I can't tell if they're just playing catch or somebody's warming up to
It's
pitch.
probably a little warm up. So we have a bit of a mobile murderer's row today with Smuggler. Oh,
That was
Jonah
a strike,
didn't like
okay.
that one.
He did not. It's strike 3, and Lounsbury has himself another solid inning there. Done fine work out of the pen for Winthrop to keep them in this game onto the top of the 6th.
Yeah, 29
4-0.
pitches.
Bingo.
Well, that was a 10-pitch inning.
Yeah.
How was that happening?
4-0 is the score now.
At the end of 5 full, the Panthers 4, the Vikings 0.
And we got Reardon, who had a nice play there in this past inning. He's leading off, and then we get right back up to Pomfret and Spinelli, who's been kind of one of the defensive stars out there, making some really nice plays on right field.
There has been a number of nice plays made by the Vikings today, but as you mentioned, Spinelli's made 2 of them. Started off with the center fielder on Pierce's loud fly ball in this game. Third base, the first baseman Reardon's made a couple.
So when we do the basketball games, Tommy Donovan likes to give Tommy points to a guy who takes a charge, and the random really nice play or whatever. What is the baseball equivalent to a Tommy point?
There isn't one, Rich. Tommy Heinsohn was one of a kind, as is Tommy Donovan.
Yeah, but they both give Tommy points. I think maybe Donovan might have to change it a little bit.
Well, Donovan is a baseball guy, so
He is a baseball guy. He coached baseball for
Long
Beverly
time.
High for
He
quite
sure
a long
did.
time. Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Tom
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought he just coached basketball.
No.
Nope.
He's a multi-sport star.
Indeed.
And driving instructor extraordinaire.
Yes,
Let's
that's
not forget about that. The coach.
The coach, Tom Donovan. You know, we may get Tommy. We may get blessed with an appearance by Tommy in one of these baseball or softball games that we'll be calling.
Indeed.
I
So
love it.
as this ball gets thrown around the diamond here and the man gets in, Graham Gavin climbs the hill, and he is a man that has been on a mission so far in this game and has certainly found his groove in the last 2 innings where he has thrown, 24 pitches
That's
in
correct.
the last 2 innings. He has racked up the punch-outs, 9 of them through his 5 innings of work, and he has effectively shut down the Winthrop offense for the most part today. And he pours in a fastball for strike 1, and that really has been the theme of the day, Gavin being aggressive with his fastball.
Now I've noticed some of the parents have moved out of from the right field side of things over here because it's getting shady over there. So they're gonna get into the sun where it's nice and warm.
Graham snaps off a breaking ball right after that, and right quickly has him 0-2 in the hole.
Coming inside, fastball.
Straight. Nope, outside.
3
Nope,
pitches.
you got him.
Oh, he did get him. That was
Yep.
not a very emphatic strikeout
No,
call
you got to be a little
from the
more
umpire.
animated.
He's got to give me something.
Yeah.
We'll make it double digits on the punch-outs now for Gavin as he disposes of the first man in the 6th on just 3 pitches.
Again, you know, the umpires don't think about the play-by-play guy
No.
when they make these slow strike calls.
Dom, I think you have the lineup card in your pocket. Is that
I only have the Beverly one.
Polanco warming up in the pen?
I can check right here.
That's
Graham
outside.
missing with that one as he was unable to get ahead of him the same way he did.
Yeah, kind of looking
as
like
the
this is going
others.
to be probably Graham's last inning. He may not even get through this inning if they're going to stick with that 85 pitch thing. But
Well, I don't have 23 listed on here.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, there you go.
great start to the season.
yeah.
No first names and someone off a list than the other.
Well, we can always
Oh, it's the beginning of the year. That's
run.
always the way
We
it
can
goes.
always run down to the bench and see what's up.
Oh, no, it's not hard.
Yeah, it's a strike.
If he's even needed.
So Graham's at 80 pitches right now.
That's a strike. And this is back to the top of the lineup, I believe, right now for
Yep,
Winthrop.
that's
Yes,
Pomfret. Yeah.
Pomfret has walked his last time at bat back in the third inning.
Mhm.
That might have been the last base runner that the Vikings had was back then.
Pomfret, similar to the Belgian fried potato dish, pommes frites. Think they call him Frenchie?
I doubt it. And that one misses, and Pomfret will walk for the second time and break up the streak for Gavin of what? It's got to be, how many in a row had he set down before that walk?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Jeez,
8,
quite a
9,
few.
10. 10 in
10?
a row.
Yep.
10 in a row.
So
All right, so
breaking up the 10 in a row set down streak by Graham Gavin. He will have to work from the stretch for the first time since the third inning.
Is that Coach MLA making the
That's-
trip out
yeah,
there? Or?
yeah. Okay, so he's at 83 pitches right now. Run around
Spinelli, the man at the plate now for the Vikings. One on and one out.
Yes, Spinelli's got a walk and a K. And that K was looking, so really hasn't swung the bat much. 4-0 lead, so you can still be aggressive on the bases if you're in Winthrop,
If
Well,
you would like.
but not too
Yeah,
aggressive.
I mean, yeah.
You don't want to run into it.
Any outs, exactly.
Yeah, with only
they do
down
have
to
a-
your last 5 outs here. Now it's not
Yeah.
the time to push the envelope as much. But, I mean, this is high school. The success rate of stealing second
Yeah.
is pretty high.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss as Spinelli was way, way late on that.
Yeah, if he made contact with that, Dom, you might have had your first foul ball of the young season.
Yeah, that
I
looked
know.
like it could have definitely come this way.
I definitely could have.
Dom's got his glove,
I do.
not like the guy.
He's
Oh,
going.
there he goes.
Swing and a miss. He's off over
Got
the
him.
second,
Got him.
and he got him.
Ooh.
Or did he drop it?
No, he said he didn't have it.
Okay.
Really?
Nice throw.
Wow, I thought he
I
had him.
thought he had him, too. Great throw by Joan. A nice pick by Johnny Reyes, too. Thought he picked it and slapped the tag down all at once.
Now, just so the folks know at home, Dom brought his glove because of where we're located. He's not the kind of guy who would bring a baseball glove to a professional baseball game.
Absolutely not.
Definitely not that guy. And he struck him out. Swinging.
I am absolutely
Swinging
not.
on that?
Swinging, yes.
Okay.
But, with us being at Balch for the first time, usually we're over at Brother Roberts.
Far,
And, us-
far enough away that we're protected
Yes,
from foul balls.
indeed. I didn't know exactly how close to the line we'd have to be
Yeah.
set up.
Yep.
I didn't know exactly where we would be. So I knew we'd be somewhere along the line. So
This brings up Noonan, the third baseman.
the other thing, guys, is I don't work a office job. If I break something or have something stupid happen, I'm out of work.
Yeah,
I'm out of work.
You can pour
I
a
got
drink
it.
one-handed. What are you talking about?
You can't do the other stuff.
Yeah,
Foul
that's what the
ball.
other bartender's for.
I think that makes it 1-1.
Yep.
1-1. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Dom bringing his glove wearing a David Ortiz shirt at a Red Sox game.
It's not going to happen. I actually don't wear jerseys really either. I'm that guy.
No.
Swing and a miss. Gavin gets it by him.
I'm really not. Although I would wear like an obscure kind of thing or something like
Okay.
that. But
I might wear like just a shirt that says the name of the team or something. I'll wear hats.
yeah, I'm not putting someone else's name on the back of my.
Yeah, I'm not
Sure.
that. I'm not that guy either. I don't do
No.
that.
The only time you might see me wear a shirt it's highly unlikely, is a Patriots throwback jersey, number 81.
Okay.
Why, Al?
Russ Francis.
So I have one shirt with a name. I have one shirt with a name on the back because it was my brother's. It's Griffey Senior.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
Slow roller Reyes could not make the play.
That was going to be a tough play anyway.
Yeah, it was.
I got to score that an error, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if he fields that cleanly with his arm, he makes that play.
Yeah. So you got first and third here. Pomfrey goes to third. And
That
we
brings
got
up Vargas, whose name we've been calling frequently on the
Yeah.
defensive side of
Mhm.
things.
And he's hit the ball both times. He's hit it pretty good. Runner goes.
Swing and a miss.
They're
And
throwing
throw
through.
over.
Ooh, they get the tag.
And-
No.
Did not get the tag. So it'll be the second stolen base of the inning. Second and third now.
Like you said, Dom, stealing bases, especially second, it's pretty high percentage at the high school level.
Yeah. Swing and a miss as he blows that one by Vargas. Gavin still pumping in a very good fastball with plenty of velocity and life on it.
Head of the batter, 2 strikes now.
Ooh.
Elevated that one.
Put a little extra on that one.
Got that just a little inside.
Buzzed the tower of Vargas on that one. Let's see if he goes away now
Yeah.
with something off speed. Or tries to paint with a fastball.
Down.
Now, whatever it was low.
Okay, this is going to be his 95th pitch, I think.
Graham will step off here. And what is now easily the best scoring opportunity of the game for Winthrop
Yeah.
with men at second and third. All they've done so far was get a man at second twice. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball. And Gavin, true to form for what he's done today, elevates a fastball, gets a punch out, which I believe might be his 11th or 12th, and sets them down in the 6th and keeps that 0 on the scoreboard.
12, yes.
12 punch outs through 6 innings.
Which
12? 11.
He's got 11.
No? He had 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, right? Did he strike out the side somewhere that I missed?
Al, for television purposes,
9.
6 innings, 12 punch outs.
Close enough. Yeah.
Well, Rich said he has a 2 average.
Yeah, I know. That's
You're
what we're trying
close.
to get. Let's see.
6 innings of scoreless ball with 12 punch outs for Graham Gavin.
Folks,
11, yes.
folks,
right.
here at the BevCam Community Access TV, we take our pride in checking our facts
Right,
and giving you factual journalism.
right.
12 punch outs. Graham, whatever way you slice it, Graham has been nothing short of efficient and dominant here today. 6 scoreless innings. Let's see if he's allowed to pitch the 7th or not. But anyway,
He
the bottom,
just shook Coach Malay's hand, and it's a very difficult decision to make.
Yeah.
Dom, you're a pitcher yourself.
Mhm.
There's very few times that you're able to achieve a certain feat as a pitcher.
yes.
And to take Graham out
Yeah.
after 6 innings with all the 3 base runners, 3 walks and 1 error.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like you say, Rich, what do you have at 96 pitches?
95.
Yeah, we're at
95
96 pitches. It's
And-
also his first one of
Yeah.
the season as well.
Right. And then, it's starting to get a little cold. But, Al, you mentioned BevCam here for a second. And since we can't get Tommy Donovan's favorite cologne to sponsor us, Cupid's Hypnosis, we're going to give you a PSA here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Panthers fans. Did you know BevCam offers discounts on workshops for members, learning video production, podcasting, social media content creation, and more? Non-members can join workshops too. Visit bevcam.org to sign up or learn more. Or if you want to learn more about the whole podcasting thing, set up a time, talk to Dom. Dom's got his own podcast through BevCam.
I think we got Adam Porcello leading off for the Panthers in the bottom of the 6th here.
Yes, we do. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters.
worked that PSA in just in time.
You did, Rich. That was well done. I liked the break of not having to do it.
Yeah.
I think I did it the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, Tom.
They made me do it. They made me do it on the Instagram site too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. It was okay. Went all right.
On what, BevCam?
Yeah.
Instagram? Oh,
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I was in the studio. They're like, all right, we're going to take a video real quick. Can you say this? It's like, oh, okay then. Beautiful downtown studio, by the way, guys.
Yeah, check that out. It's a really nice studio there.
It really is. And if you are doing some sort of filming and stuff, I like the open windows in the back because you're right there in downtown Beverly. It adds a nice vibe as long as, obviously there's not too much sun going through the thing, and then you have to cover it up for lighting purposes.
You feel like one of those morning shows where you get all the people behind them?
Yeah, or one of those like Super Bowl World Series shows where they set up downtown. I don't know if you guys, how much of Super Bowl coverage you get, but when Fox was down there for that, Colin Cowherd had his show out of a downtown bar on Bourbon Street.
Oh, really?
The minute I saw the set, I knew exactly where they were.
Yep. So. Okay. So we got Danny Pierce here.
After Adam Porcello grounded out to the pitcher, 1-3. What's Danny done, Rich?
Danny's been he's 2 for 3.
And make it 2 for 4, and that is the lightest that he's hit a ball today.
Yeah.
Was that one, because he has basically just beat the hell out of the ball all 3 times.
Yeah. Especially the first at bat, he stung one, first pitch of the year. But unfortunately, center fielder was there to make a play.
Brings up Jonathan Reyes. He has grounded out to third, flew out to the left fielder, and grounded back to the pitcher, looking for his first hit of the new campaign.
And swung on. He skies this one in a short right field. Converging is a bunch of people, but it'll hit the ground out of play.
Spinelli's not going to have a chance to make another nice play out there.
Thank goodness.
No.
He is throwing some leather, playing it. Like you said, the Vikings defense has been outstanding today.
Yeah, particularly the outfield defense, although Reardon over at first has made a couple of nice picks as well.
Yep.
But the outfield defense for Winthrop has certainly kept them in this ballgame, actually. This could be a significantly bigger lead than it actually is.
Yeah, especially that double play on the 7-5-2. That was really well executed.
Yeah.
That would have put the Panthers up, I guess, 5 right at the time.
Oh yeah, at least
they have not. That would have been 5, and they have not scored since the 3rd inning.
No.
And it also ended the inning, so I mean they had lots of guys on base too.
Yeah, the bases
were loaded.
Yeah.
It's about as many guys as you can get on base, huh?
Pretty much.
As I said a lot.
Ooh, slow breaking ball, and he gets Reyes swinging, and that will do it for the Panthers in the 6th. On to the top of the 7th. Beverly looking to get opening day off. Started on the right foot with a victory. 3 outs still to go, and they have a 4-0 lead over the Vikings.
That was an 8-pitch inning, right?
Yeah. That last pitch was like Bugs Bunny right there. The perplexing slow ball.
All right, we are going to need to make sure we know who's on the mound. So there was no.
Do you want me to go down there and ask?
No numbers?
Yeah, unless we can. Yeah, well, we can always ask the kid who's going to throw the ball with the left fielder.
I do think that it's.
Do you want to ask him, or do you want me to go up to the dugout?
Either way.
Yeah.
I think it's Polanco, I think, but he's not on there? Oh, he's not even on the list.
No one,
okay, all right, maybe I'm wrong.
22, but not 23.
All right, I could be wrong. Okay.
So here's a question. You hand the roster over.
And
if
the
he's
other
not on that roster,
roster,
does that make a
he's
difference?
not on the lineup card? Well,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
he is. And
yeah. Could be on the one that the other team got, so. Yeah.
Is that what they're discussing right now? Because they're not letting him go out onto the mound. What's happening over here? The
Could be.
umpires are in a conversation.
You're right.
And
yeah, it's okay.
number 4, I don't know who 4 is. Is that on your card. He was starting to come out. And
Yeah. Well, I just gave the card to you.
oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, that was Braden Haley. Number 4. So,
It's not on the lineup card, right?
no.
All right,
And
so
that might have been the controversy because they just held him up from going out, and the umpire was gathered with the Vikings coach.
yeah. Well, I have it as Adam Polanco.
Okay, so I
Okay,
was
you-
right.
you
That's
were
what I
right.
thought.
Polanco.
Yeah, and that is a baseball name if I've ever heard one.
Oh, yeah. So the umpire and the coach are still looking at. Looks like they're looking at rosters or something. So, actually, that's the scorekeeper. It looks like. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Well,
but folks,
as it stands right now, the man that you see on the hill throwing is Adam Polanco.
Yep.
We will see if, for some reason, he is not allowed to throw
Yeah.
in this game or not. But
You know, I mean, it's for Beverly, the first game of the season. It's high school ball. I mean, I don't know.
you know, folks kind of alluded to it, but now we can say it. Graham Gavin threw no-hit baseball through 6 innings. Did not want to jinx him on that.
no.
I think there might be rules if you're an announcer. You can talk about it, but I've spent more time in a dugout than under the headset. So,
Yeah.
what-
Yeah,
I mean, I know they say you can talk about
well,
it, but we don't
think about
necessarily have to talk
think
about
about how
A
many
national-
announcers.
a national broadcast will talk about it.
Yeah.
Even at a pro level, the local one will not say it, but they'll let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
But they won't say it. The words "no hitter" do not leave their mouths usually.
So it's
know-
okay to say
Yeah,
he's allowed 3 base runners all via the walk.
yeah, I think that's acceptable. But
Okay.
An astute viewer will know what you mean, and they'll understand why you're saying it that way.
exactly. But you don't want to be saying the words "no hit."
Okay, so Polanco back to 2
Well,
balls, 1 strike.
Now,
Right?
now that you brought it up,
Yeah.
Polanco trying to stretch it out and make it a
Combined.
2-pitcher combined.
High. This one is going
No
to get
one's
back
getting
and
to
out of
that
play
one.
though.
All right, so we got a 2-2 count.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say his first name is?
Adam Polanco.
Oh, really? We got an Adam Porcello and an Adam Polanco, both?
Yeah, that's not going to confuse a coach, is it? That's where nicknames come in. That was a little hesitation on that.
I know.
It looked like he was trying to throw something funky. Good-sized kid, Polanco.
And that one is lined into
Okay,
center
well.
field and a base hit, the first hit of the game for the Vikings.
Since Al wanted to bring it up.
The combined no-no is gone. And Winthrop has a man on base with nobody out here in the 4th, trailing by 4.
All right, so we're going to get a runner for Boncourt. He's the catcher. So that's a courtesy runner, and here I believe that's an was it NHFS? NFHS? National
Now High
Federation.
School Federation.
NFHS. National Federation of High School Sports. I think that's a rule that they have.
Just
High
looking at
strike.
perhaps he's not too experienced who's
Yeah.
running.
Yep.
He's going back to the bag while the ball is being thrown.
Okay. Fly ball.
High fly
ball.
in the left field. Left
And he
fielder
makes
is
the play.
under it and makes the play.
That is no longer Charles Salerno, is it, in left field?
Doesn't look like him. 12. Number 12. Is that Maverick Genest? Who's number 12? Nope, that's not Maverick Genest. That would be still Salerno.
What is?
Yeah.
Looks a little different, doesn't he?
It is, yeah, it does. Why does he look shorter? Maybe because the sun's in my eyes.
Right, so-
I think that's part of it. Just to see that ball and call it, I had to put my glove up here right now to do that.
All right, so this is number 1, who
Is that
looks to be a different player. This is Fodiata's spot.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have? Oh, I got to go to my phone, right? I have
Yeah.
a picture of the lineup. All right, Rich, you're on your own for the
Okay.
for the
I'll
pitch
try- I'll
count.
check
See if you can keep it going.
And
Okay,
this
that
one
ball's
is
gonna be
laced
right
in the
field,
right field. The right
and
fielder's
laying
coming
it
on,
out,
lays it.
making the play.
What a play out there. Is that Micah?
No, McManus is in center.
Oh, yeah.
Right field, that's Porcello.
That is Porcello.
Adam Porcello with a Porcello, Adam helping Adam.
Yeah. Adam Porcello
Laying out.
with a great defensive play there. That's the kind of stuff we've seen the Winthrop outfielder make all day. And
that was,
Beverly gets in on the action, and now there's 2 gone.
That was the pinch hitter Murphy who
Okay.
hit that. And who's up now? This is not another pinch hitter. This is Noonan.
Yeah, I think it's
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Okay. Okay,
And,
number
you know, I'll tell you,
second
the thing about that catch out there, the shadows kind of make it a little harder to see the ball. He's going. And
Got him.
Got him. No.
No, safe.
That was close.
That was very
Pierce thought
close.
he had him.
I love the way that Danny received that ball behind the
Yeah.
back, kind of nonchalant, like, oh, maybe it's coming, maybe it's
And
not.
then the quick tag on that.
Got it down and made it bang, bang, but safe is the call.
All right, so we got 2 outs here.
Yep.
1-1.
Oh.
Strike 2.
That was an awkward swing right there. And now Winthrop down to their last strike, and Beverly 1 strike away from starting the season off with a W. And fly
that
ball in the
ball's
right
to
field.
Porcello, and he rings
Porcello
it in.
has it, and that will do it. The Panthers on opening day take this one over the Winthrop Vikings 4-0, spearheaded by a terrific pitching effort from Graham Gavin as he went 6 shutout innings, allowed no hits, no runs, and struck out 11, and a great day to open the season for the Panthers.
Yeah, it was a little bit of what we talked about. At what do we look for this year in Panther Nation? Solid pitching, and Graham was more than solid. He was downright outstanding, not giving up a hit through 6 innings, and then having the key hits, especially when they need them. Colby McLean coming up with that big 2-out RBI early in the ball game in the first inning, which turned out to be the winning run, plating Charlie Salerno, who had reached via the walk. So nice job there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got to give
Connolly had the walk.
No. Cal McKay had a base hit after that in the first, and then McLean in the first inning. So I got that right.
Yeah, McKay reached base all 3 times. Did a nice job over there.
2 hits and a walk, or hit by pitch, or Cal McKay.
Let's see.
I get him for 2 base hits, one in the first and one in the fourth, and I can't read my writing how he got on in the third.
Fielder's choice. Fielder's choice,
okay.
A walk and a hit.
Yeah, but Colby McLean, like I said, coming up big there, bringing in that run. And then Mike McManus putting it in play, infield hit, and then there was a throwing error that got boxed around for the second run.
Yeah, but the true star was Graham Gavin out there, around a dozen strikeouts.
Okay.
All right.
So final score here from Balch Field in Beverly. Hard to say that. Usually Brother Roberts Field is the hometown Beverly Panthers 4, the visiting Winthrop Vikings 0. The Vikings go to 1-3 on the season, and Beverly Panthers go to 1-0.
All right, so we'll be back hopefully at Brother Roberts Field at some point tomorrow. We're going to be hopefully, Al, you and I will be over at the pit behind Beverly High School to call a softball game.
Drainage willing.
Yeah, drainage willing and weather. You know, hopefully a little sun stays out a little longer and get a little more wind. Dom had to take off, so we're going to finish this up ourselves.
Okay, it's great to be back here and getting a win.
All right, so one more time. 4-0, Beverly beats the Winthrop Vikings. I'm Rich France along with Al Visnick and Dom, who was here. We'll see you later.
Good night.